BassResinator here. Welcome to another edition of Froggy Friday. Now I need you to see these. My frog is going to have pansy eyes. Little Johnny jump ups. These little guys back here. What I did was I used a cabochon mold and I went with the 8mm size. Let's see if I can get my tweezers up here so I can show you. And I made a clear cabochon. And then I put resin on the UV resin on the back of these so that they would stay flat, and then I put a drop of UV resin on the front of it after I had already cured the back, and I set that cabochon on top, and then I cured that. Those are going to somehow fit in to this frog, which I didn't start on time because you can see I already got his toes done, or actually his feet. And I used less resin, colored UV resin, purple. And now I'm going to use this kind to glue, this is for bonding, to glue those eyes into place. Now I'm praying I get those in there perfectly. But just to be on the safe side, I'm putting on my glove. Oh, the gloves are coming on. Not coming off, coming on. And I'm going to have to hold it in place, I think, because of the position of these, because they are just a little bit bigger than the spot for the eye. So I got to try and figure out some way to get that the top, what I consider the top of the eye, up. Maybe I won't have to cram anything down in there. I just hope there's no bubble. Okay, we're going to try it this way. I'm going to hold it in place and get the other one, and then I'll cure it from the outside. Now this type of bonding UV goes really quick. A lot of times you have to cure for about a minute or 2 minutes. Not this stuff. Put the lid on that. So if I drop it, or if it falls over, I don't want any falling out. Okay, now, can you see it? Can you see in there? Get into the eye socket. Come on now. The other one went in. You can do. You can do it. Yes. Now, I have no idea if these are going to look like really good eyes or not. But the eyes have it, you know. There, come on. That looks about right. Okay, now I'm going to put it under the big lamp, so be right back. Okay, when I went away, I had this pansy sitting out, but I thought this one matches this one better, and this one will fit into the head, sort of. So I'm going to stick him in this way. I'm going to mix up just a little bit of resin. I got to turn him this way for myself. Wouldn't you know it? Get him in there, and then I can't maneuver him. Right there. No, that's not the way I wanted him. Let me get him back up. What is that? I don't know, but let me get a little bit of tape. Keep that handy just in case I get something else in there. Yeah, I wanted to go in this way with this one, and then the opposite way with the other one, because it'll fit into the head. So I'm not going to use very much resin at all. And then I have a couple little tiny Johnny jump ups right here that when I dried them in the sand, they shrunk down big time, as opposed to those little ones in there were even smaller. This is the bigger size, but sometimes they shrink. And so what I'm going to try to do is get just a little bit of resin in here, and I'm going to sit and push down on it to hopefully remove all the bubbles. These Johnny jump ups are going to go in his thighs, and these are going to go down in there. So then I got to figure out something to hold these bigger ones in place. Bummer. I've got some other surprises over here. This is going to be a florid froggy, a la Pansy style. If I can get that and hold it in and have it balance. Well, as I mix up the resin, I'll figure out something that's going to hold that in place, to hold these two down, because I don't want them floating up. I want them down, pushed down as much as possible. So let me mix up some resin. What I ended up deciding to do, instead of using that silicone brush, is I'm going to set these silicone insert things that I made for a different purpose, but I will use those. So what I want to do is put a little bit of resin in this arm. Hopefully it'll stay. And a little bit in this arm. A little bit in this leg. A little bit in this leg. Now, to do, where did I put those things? There they are. I want to take these smaller Johnny jump ups, dip them, and put them in the front leg, if at all possible. Oh, I better not laugh. Those don't weigh very much. Oh, come on. I want you the other way around. Come on now. There. Now stay. this one, dip him as well. Hopefully to alleviate bubbles. Oh, get in there. Turn over. And then one of these bigger ones, I'll just put 2 over here. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm dipping them down into the resin. And then putting them in those hind legs. Push down a little bit, hopefully removing any and all air bubbles. Don't want air bubbles going on. Now, and I am using, wow, where'd those air bubbles come from? I just put this in the, I was going to say the anti-static chamber, the bubble. I'm not thinking, I'm trying to figure out where all those bubbles just came from. There were no bubbles in there. I had them in the vacuum chamber out there in the garage. Where'd they come from? Well, I don't know.
In the Rio Grande, shadows rise long. Flowery frog croaks his wistful song. In the moonlight, he's resin strong. Not a pansy, he stands tall and drawn. BassResinator strums the night, crafting art in shimmering light. Flowery frog takes up the fight. In the valley, no end in sight. Textures swirl like a painter's dream. Resin art flows, rivers gleam. Flowery frog, not what he seems. Grind in the night, no silent screams. BassResinator strums the night, crafting art in shimmering light. Flowery frog takes up the fight. In the valley, no end in sight. Skies above, the wide valley clear. Flowery frog whispers near. Not a pansy, never fear. Heart in heart, year by year. BassResinator strums the night, crafting art in shimmering light. Flowery frog takes up the fight. In the valley, no end in sight.
That was so weird. All those bubbles just came from out of nowhere. Huh. So strange. Well, this is going to be a florid pansy. I mean, a florid pansy. A florid frog, but he's no pansy. And look at that. That thing I just put in there just leaned right over. Maybe now I use the... There. Maybe that'll work. I hope all the bubbles that were there came above the pansies when I pushed down. I hope. Okay, I'll come back to you after a couple hours and I'll pull these silicone things out and put in more resin with more surprises. See ya. It's been a couple of hours and I pulled those silicone plugs, for lack of a better word, out, and everything it's not very solid, but it's real goopy, but the flowers are staying, but I want to make sure they do. So I've got a little bit of gravel in here and I'm going to just set it on top of these two pansies. Don't necessarily want them to be seen from the front, but I want to make sure that those pansies don't go anywhere. Don't want them floating when I add more resin here. So I'm just hoping there's no bubbles on the other side of those pansies. No. Get over here. Get over here. And they're already starting to sink down in there, so that's good. Now, rose petals. Now, where I got these, I was drying some roses, and these are the petals off of a climbing rose. It was a little tiny rose, not much bigger than these, well, about the same size as these pansies. And beautiful shape, and I thought, oh, this is so nice. Let me put that in silica gel sand and dry it. Well, when I was shaking the sand out, all the petals, all of them fell off. And I'm like, man, I wasn't even shaking hard. So, so I'm going to put a little bit of resin down. I put this through the vacuum chamber. Now look, there's no bubbles this time. I don't know what happened the last time. That was very odd. Now what I want to do is put some petals down. Stay. Oh, well, they're down. To cover up the back sides of these legs. hair hanging off of this, off the side of this. Can't have that. I think those stones are causing some bubbles to come up, like that one right there. But at least they're coming up.
In the Rio Grande shadows rise low, Flowery frog croaks his wistful song. In the moonlight he's rising strong, not a pansy he stands, tall and drawn. BassResinator strums the night, crafting art in shimmering light. Flowery frog takes up the fight. In the valley, no end in sight. Texture swirl like a painter's dream, resin art flows, rivers gleam. Flowery frog, not what he seems, grind in the night, no silent screams. Ooh. BassResinator strums the night, crafting art in shimmering light. Flowery frog takes up the fight. In the valley, no end in sight. Skies above, the wide valley clear. Flowery frog whispers near. Not a pansy, never fear, heart and heart, year by year. BassResinator strums the night, crafting art in shimmering light. Flowery frog takes up the fight. In the valley, no end in sight. BassResinator strums the night, crafting art in shimmering light. Flowery frog takes up the fight, well the fight. In the valley, no end in sight.
Well, that cured up. Let me show you. I had enough left over. I put a couple of those stones. I had enough resin left over. So I put a couple stones in the legs of the little guy and a pansy there. I didn't give him any eyes, and a couple of those Johnny jump ups right there. So cool. And I just left him clear. In order to see that pansy, I think that's the best thing. 4 pours actually. One, this was when I was making those turtles with the glitz. So that was one turtle, that was the second turtle, and then there's some of those stones from this pour. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna open up. Now we're gonna unmold this guy. Nice and clear. That's courtesy of Bondcrafter resin. One knee out, there's another knee. So far, so good. And I loosened his toes. Because the worst thing that happened, I saw somebody unmolding the frog one time. Oh, I got some stuff in his leg pit. And they got in a hurry and they just ripped and all the toes fell off. I thought, oh no. Oh, one of those rose petals came all the way up front. Okay, now let's see. Oh, good, no bubbles. And look at those eyes. That turned out really cool looking. That purple is not quite the right shade of purple, but you know, it works. I am going to use some tape, sorry. Oh, I still had some from beginning of the pour. Pick up that. Check him out. Well, I just see some spots where he's got some stuff hanging between his toes. Okay, I think this guy is looking mighty fine. Mighty fine. And little brother hopping there. Oh, he's got some extra. So, thank you, subscribers. Remember, this is a collaboration with Lisa from Girl in the Garage and Karen from Dragon's Cave or Cove or something. Why do I never get that right, Karen? I am so sorry. Karen, remember Karen, and not in the bad way, where people say, you Karen. So, yeah, this is a collaboration, and I encourage you to go and watch the rest of the people in this collaboration. There are quite a few people that are participating in this Froggy Friday, but look in the description below, and you'll be able to see them. So, yeah. This is a flowery frog. Notice the rose petals in there. I'm going to have to trim a little bit around the bottom here. It's got some sharp stuff, but I'll do that with my deburring tool. Yeah, give all these other people a watch as well, and let them know what you think. Flowery frog, but he's no pansy. No. This is a strong frog with a strong demeanor, and you better watch out because he might get demeanor all over you. and you don't want demeanor frog to jump on you. I'm sorry, I'm going crazy and crazy. So yeah, thank you for watching. Continue watching the other peoples in this collaboration. We really appreciate it. Thank you. We'll see you.
Crafting on in shimmering light, Flowery frog takes up the fight. In the valley, no end in sight.